guys, what's going on? It's Joey again, Vegas Detect. Man, excited today. I just got home from work. Hell, I'm still in my uniform, but the Legend came in today, and man, it's I want to do an initial first impressions when I open up this box, man. So I'm excited. Let me go ahead and get changed out of my uniform, and I'll come back here. We'll do an open box together and get a first impression on what this Legend is all about. Be right back, guys. All right, man, so here it is. I haven't even had a chance to open it yet. Very excited. Let's take a look and see what we got. Now this is an open box, so I'm gambling here that I actually got a good deal. I could have gotten a bad deal, but everything from the online store looked like this was going to be everything in that's supposed to be here. So let's just hope that that $120 savings that I got actually was worth it. Okay, so let's get you down here. All right. Does it even come in a Legend box? I don't know. No box, man. Open box means no box. So it looks like headphones, charging cable, and the satchel. And the unit itself. The shafts. User manual. And the coil. First thing I can say is it's pretty dirty. So the guy used it, returned it, they just put it right back in the box and gave it to you. Alright. So, dude, I'll be honest with you. Initial impressions on this, it feels like it feels like I just got another Simplex, to be honest with you. Everything about this thing screams Simplex. Everything. Alright, man, so my first impressions on this, man, it feels just like I bought a Simplex. Everything looks just like a Simplex, man. Yeah. I'm gonna put this thing through. Wow. As far as creativity, I would say there is none, because it feels just like the Simplex. Now, I sold my Xterra, and I sold my Simplex to get the cash to buy this one. And this lower carbon fiber shaft here, that's nice, man. As far as the initial weight, it does feel lighter than the Simplex. In my opinion, it feels lighter. The coil, you know, without actually swinging it at the park, I can't really give you a complete feel. But dude, it actually feels slightly lighter than the Simplex, you know, from my initial impression. So let's plug this thing in and check it out. I mean, everything is the same, bro. I mean, the cam locks are identical. I don't see nothing different there. The actual back, the knurl of the pistol grip, bro, I'm telling you, everything on this thing just screams Simplex. If you had a Simplex, you would swear that you just bought another Simplex. So let's cut it on and see. As far as the I don't like the buttons. I never liked this all black buttons. Why they made every single button look the same? It just, I mean, yeah, when you get to know your menu, maybe, but what if you have bad eyesight, man, and you can't really see? I'm going to be putting highlight paint that you would use for golf clubs. I'm going to highlight these buttons just so that the icon will stick out for me, because that was one of the first things I didn't like, and I noticed that Nokta Makro does this stuff a lot with the Amphibio and the Cruiser, all that crap. They make all the buttons completely blacked out. I mean, look at that. It's like, what do you see there? I just see nothing but a bunch of like Batman blackout. I never liked that stealthy thing. Why would they make the buttons like that? I don't know. But anyways, cutting it on. I guess that LD loading, it says version 1.04. So it's definitely going to need an update right off the top. Looking at that display, my initial feelings on the display are it looks like they're cramming a lot of information onto this screen. You know, the Simplex had a lot less going on in it, and I feel like the Equinox display, it says the same stuff, but the icons are much bigger, so that if you have any kind of eyesight problems, you're probably going to be able to see it a lot better on the Equinox and on the Simplex. These things here are, everything here is a little bit smaller, you know what I mean? Well, first of all, the tones are 100% better than the Simplex. When I was using the Simplex, the tones on them, man, it could play on you for after a while, man. It started to sound like a squeaky duck, or some type of modulated static. So, you know, after a while of hearing that zoom type sound, that zappy sound, that quacky zappy sound, yeah, this definitely sounds much cleaner. Not quite the Equinox. The pitch is a little bit like Equinox, but not completely. This is actually pleasing. I actually like the pleasing sound of this tone. Alright, this is going to require reading a manual. The Simplex and the Equinox, I could pretty much just, because the buttons were easily laid out, menu, you could just hit menu and things would happen and you could figure your way out pretty quick. Right here, I'm not sure where the menu is. Oh, here we go. See, I gotta sit here and like have the light kind of hit it to make it glow, because if you look at it head on, you can't tell what the buttons mean. That's kind of annoying. Don't like that. Now, as far as the tactile feel of the buttons, the buttons feel soft and responsive, man. I actually like that. That's pretty good. Yeah, man. Everything just feels a lot. The graphic interface, it's very small, man. That's the only thing that I can say about that. Okay, I'm gonna turn that thing off. I don't like no noise. So this thing is gonna require a massive update, being that this thing's only got 104. So I'm definitely gonna need an update on it. Well, the guy who actually had this thing last time, he said he only had 3 hours or so on it. Bro, by the amount of scratches that I see on the bottom of this skid plate, yeah, you maybe not be able to catch it on there, but from what I can see on the skid plate, this thing looks like he had 300 hours on this detector, man. You know? But it does say 3 hours on the actual clock. So I'm going to say right out the gate, I don't know, man, I don't know what to say about it, man. I feel like I'm looking at the Simplex all over again. Right? I guess the main test is going to be when we finally get it out into the actual park and actually see, does the performance sound different. This video that I'm making right now is not even going to get into all that testing and the menus and all this other crap like that. I just wanted to have my first impression of receiving the Legend. What do I think about it? And headphones, looks pretty quality. Very, very cushiony and comfy. You know, if I ever decide to use that. Yeah, man, they're on the line of a Bose headset or something like that. So they really put some money into the quality of that. And it's got the same situation. Never been a fan of this here as far as the update. I kind of wish they would have just had like a regular push-in type of a thing instead of this, you know, this like little teeny pins. But it is what it is. But yeah, man, quick little review on that, man. As far as the overall impression, I mean, all I've seen was pictures of it, videos of it. Finally now I don't have to watch any more pictures and videos of it. I actually got the actual unit, and now I'm just gonna try to get comfortable with it and actually see how does this thing actually, how are the menus? Are they easy to navigate through? And yeah, let me mess around with this for a little bit, man, and I'll give you my final opinion on my opening impressions of it when I get back. Man, its target recovery is fast. Yeah, so I got like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, man. It hits all of them quick. Very nice. I definitely like the difference in the tones. You know what I mean? Nothing is close. I mean, it's got enough spectrum on it, even at 60. Yep, I like that. I like the tone separation on there. Five different type of coins, 5 different type of tones, and I have enough spectrum in between there to where one coin doesn't sound close to another coin. Then it just comes down to how it sounds on jewelry. Let me go grab some of those and I'll be right back. All right, so the two things that always sounds the same to me are copper pennies and dimes. They on every detector I ever had, they sound the same. 45 on the dime, 45 on the copper penny. On the actual zinc penny, $41. 45 on that copper, 41 on the zinc. I hate zincs because in my soil they get all crusty and nasty. But yeah, man, good definite. I like that definite. 5 different, all the 5 coins, 5 different tone breaks, 5 different numbers, and the spectrum is good in between. So on the coins, thumbs up. Now the thing I like about it is the Ferro check does work good on the coins, at least. Quarter, nickel, zinc, copper, and dime. So I do hear that the Ferro check is no bueno on anything beyond 5 inches, and That's something I'm gonna have to initially check. Like I said, today I'm just doing my initial first impressions on what I think about the machine, and loving the tones, man. Tones is great. Just trying to acclimate my eyesight to all these little icons, because we do have some very little ones up top right there, and then down here, these ain't too bad. These ain't too bad. I kind of think they could have made them much bigger, because we have plenty of room between the bottom of this right here and where those icons come in right here. You got a whole lot of real estate right here to where these guys could have been made bigger. But I don't know, even if they made them bigger, will they all fit? Or could they have put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? There's 11. Could they have somehow maybe put 5 up top and 6 down below and kind of made them bigger? I don't know. They could have done something like that. And Calabash is not a fan of the Faro. He says that if they got rid of the actual Faro check stuff, because he says that it's worthless. I don't know that it's worthless. I mean, maybe how I detect, because I only find things that are like within 5 inches or less generally at my parks. This will work fine for me, so I'm good with that. Now, with all the junky stuff that I don't want to find, I can tell you that the Faro check does work pretty good on that. Like this big old piece of rusty iron nail. And then this like rusty old washer right here. Yeah, it sounds junky, and not only does it sound junky, it gives me the junky. That's great, man. Right? And here's the ugly old bottle cap. You see, it's going back and forth, man. It says good and bad. Nothing clear. I don't know, man. Bottle caps, I'm gonna have to work on that. Maybe an update will be better if I switch an update, but we'll see. Here's these lovely little pull tabs. Sadly, the pull tabs sound beautiful, and they come up, you know, as beautiful Ferris, non-Ferris. So I'm gonna have to dig them up. There's no getting away with it. But this sounds iffy, and it rocks both ways on the Faro check, on the Ferris, non-Ferris meter. It bounces both ways. This definitely bounces strictly iron. This bounces strictly iron. So I kind of feel that the Faro check is definitely worth the money. I'm gonna use it. I don't care what anybody says, man. You know, in my park conditions and how I'm searching, this is gonna definitely help me, because like I said, I only dig in 5. Generally, all my stuff at the park are within 5 to 6 inches, and this is gonna nail it for me and gonna give me a very, very good indication and you know, probability of it being trash, iron, or whatnot. So hey, man, Faro check for me is a thumbs up. Now, the one thing I want to warn you about, man, is this screen right here. This thing had a screen protector on it, but it was filled with bubbles and dirt, and then I just tried to wipe it using one of these very, very fine things, good enough for your Ray-Bans, right? And I just used it right on here and very lightly was trying to just polish this thing out and get it clean. And boy, let me tell you, just this thing put a whole bunch of ugly scratches in it, man. And this is soft as hell. So yeah, get something on there, bro, because I mean, if this fine little piece of jewelry polish thing here that I use like on Ray-Bans and stuff like that, very, very soft. If I'm using that in here, man, and it's like, and it's putting like scratches and crap in the lens, you could just like see some scratches. I went ahead and got the Equinox. The Equinox gave you a whole bunch of these things. This one's in Arabic. I don't see anybody using Arabic, so I'm just going to go ahead and snip these little menu things off the bottom, and I'm going to slide this right in there. Put it right on the top, nice and shiny, nice and protected. No more scratches. Bam. What's up, everybody? Joey again, Vegas D-Tech, and today is the ultimate day for me, man. I finally got that Legend in, and I'm just doing the initial impression video right here after getting it and looking at it. I haven't had a whole bunch of time to play around with it. I mean, I haven't even opened up the manual. I was just trying to do the old, you know, the okey doke of trying to figure out all the menu options without actually having to read the manual. And there's just a whole lot more involved in this than what the simplex was. You know, the simplex, pretty much you can just hit the menu icon over and over again, and you'll eventually figure it out. This one right here, I'm going to need to read the manual because there's a lot more settings inside there that I need to discover. But my initial you know, impression of the actual detector, I don't know how to feel. I feel like I just bought another simplex. You know what I mean? It does. I mean, after having the simplex for so long, this feels just like a different type of a simplex. You know what I mean? I know it's supposed to be, you know, multi-frequency, this and that. I mean, I'll have to see, man, what the buzz is all about when I actually get out in the field and test it at the parks and everything like that. But going through what came with it, man, I mean, these headphones are some of the nicest, cushioniest, solid built headphones that I've ever seen come with the metal detector, man. To me, this definitely is better than the ones that came with the simplex, and to me it's better than the ones that came with the Equinox. So I mean, as far as the comparison to Equinox, as far as the headphones are concerned, they're ahead. The build quality, I don't know what to say. I mean, I can't even really get into the old build quality of this thing because I've already talked about the simplex. So the video that said what I liked about the simplex, basically the same thing here, because it's the exact same shaft, cuff, everything, other than the actual carbon fiber lower shaft right here. That's pretty cool. I mean, I do feel a slight difference on it. Some people say that the coil on this is a little bit heavier. I can't really feel it, you know what I mean, without actually going to a park and swinging it for a while. They feel almost the same, you know, and I'm just assuming that maybe if you could feel an ounce or a half an ounce, you're pretty damn good if you could feel something that small. But the initial feelings on this thing is that it feels about the same. Maybe it's a little bit heavier by an ounce or two, maybe not, I don't know. I mean, let me swing it for a while out there and see for myself. But initial first impressions of the actual box, right? All right, guys, the one thing that I can tell you that I do not like about this box is how scratchy the face can get. This thing right here, okay, when I got it, it was kind of dirty from the previous person that used it. I guess when this was returned back to the store, they didn't even bother to clean it up, man. They just took it, and I didn't even come with a box. They just put it in, they just threw this and this into just this brown box, and that's all I got. You know what I mean? And I guess, what do you expect, you know, if you're gonna save 120 bucks? But the scratchiness of this lens, bro, it rivals, man. Now, I heard Hunter GT warn me about this. He was like, dude, trust me, that is the most scratchiest lens I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I used that little tissue for the Ray-Ban glasses that I have, and I dampened it and I just wiped it really nice and smooth, and after it dried, it left scratch marks all over the initial lens, man. And I'm like, dude, that is way too scratchy. So I mean, right now, even though I have the Equinox and the Quest Q40 over there with no screen protector, I wipe that down and look at it through the glass. It looks like my iPhone. Not one scratch on it. This thing right here, man, tons of scratches. I went as far as to grab the screen protector. The Equinox came with about, I think, like 15 different languages for the screen protectors. They got all of the languages down below for the buttons, right? And it's got all kinds of stuff. Nobody's going to be using Islam. No one's going to be using Mongolian, stuff like that. So I just cut all the instructions that were written in those languages off, and it fit perfectly inside this little face right here to where it's nice and shiny. Let me get that nice iPhone look, because I like keeping my stuff proper, man. And at first the box was just so dirty. Even after I cleaned it with a toothbrush and everything like that, it had all this lint and stuff in it, made it look tacky. But then I took a little bit of a low shine Armor All on a little sponge, and I came back and cleaned the whole box up, and everything looks back brand new again, man. So very good. Whoever had this thing, man, before me, they put it through hell, man. I mean, the skid plate on the bottom of this thing is all scratched to hell. All my other detectors that I've had for months and months and months over there, they don't even have not even a quarter of the skid mark damage of the bottom of this skid plate, man. So whoever used this, man, he used the hell out of it. Maybe he was tired of it. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know what the situation may be, but nevertheless, I cleaned it all up, put it all back together. That's the only thing. That's the only major problem that I have with that right there, is how scratchy that face is. Now, I don't have a protector that's going to go over all the lettering. That's just going to get scratchy. That's just the nature of it, man. Sucks. I wish Nokta would have made better quality plastic on the face right there, man, because that's, if you guys get one, I promise you, it's going to get very scratched up no matter how hard you try to keep it clean, unless you put that whole box over it, which I just don't like wearing protection like that. I don't like it. Getting to actually powering it on, I do like the tones. I'll have to say the tones are very pleasing. They do sound a little bit different than everybody else. Many people compare the tones on this thing to Equinox. It's kind of similar, but I can tell the modulation is slightly a different pitch on it. It does have a unique, I just like the tones. The tones are better than the Simplex for sure. I could use these for much more hours. That was one of the reasons why I didn't like to use the Simplex so much, is because after a while, man, having to hear that sound that it makes, you know, and if you used it like an all metal, it had that that sound. I didn't like that that quacky duck noise and that modulated static. I wanted to use the Simplex more, but those tones really annoyed me on the Simplex. These tones, so much better. I know that I will be reaching for this so much more. And you know what's crazy enough, man? I know that we're on update 1.07 and everybody's like, get on it, get on it. Dude, this thing is loaded with 1.04. I never even heard about 1.04. You know what I mean? 1.05, I heard that they launched that with. 1.04, I don't even know, man. Was this like a tester's unit or something like that? I mean, has anybody heard about a 1.04 being released? That's when I turn it on, that's what it says, 1.04. So I don't know. You can't get that 1.04 no more, I don't believe. So I'm just gonna play with the 1.04 until I find it not useful. And if I need to jump up to 107, then I'll go. But right now I've tested it on coins, and you know, there's 5 coins in the American currency, right? You got the penny, the nickel, the dime, quarter, and the half, right? But actually, without the half, because that's going to be, you're never really going to find that. You got the 2 type of pennies, the zincs and the copper, nickel, dimes, and quarters. All of those, man, they ring in under a different sector or a different segment of the target ID scale, which is dope. I like it, man. The spectrum's wide enough. It's not the 0 to 100 that I would normally like. You know, on some of my other machines I have that. But this one right here, it has a 0 to 60. It's wide enough. And I like the idea that I've been able to go in there and change the pitch for each one, like 1 to 5. I have that in the sound. The pitch sound is 1 to 5 for one segment, and then 10 on another segment, 15, 20, 25, 30. So each segment I've got the pitch going up, 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 and everything that falls within that segment gets a tone that sounds different than everything else. That was the problem that I was having with the Equinox, is with its tight target ID scale. Many targets that I'm looking for all fall under the same audio scale. You know what I mean? Not necessarily numbers. The numbers are very close too. They might be a couple of numbers off this way, up or down, but the sound, they sounded the same. So sometimes you'd go out there, you'd hear the same tone for a whole hour, man, and just the same thing from foil to pull tab to nickel, foil, pull tab, nickel. You know, but here I can make foil, pull tab, nickel sound different. You know what I mean? Just to surprise me, keep my ears alert, keep my mind awake by allowing different tones to come on. So I love that aspect about it. Some of the icons on here are so teeny. I don't understand why Nokta Makro decided to make that user interface so teeny. It almost makes me feel like sometimes some of these icons were afterthoughts, you know, that they put in there during software upgrades to add a little teeny icon, this, that, and the other. I kind of feel that things could be bigger. I mean, I don't necessarily need to wear glasses, you know, to use it, but they are pretty small, and I can probably attest that if you are challenged with your vision, you may need to wear glasses to see those things. Playing with these buttons right here, I mean, I was saying in the video there that I don't really like the all blacked out buttons like that. I would have liked it if they would have highlighted some of the icons on there, you know, just a quick little glimpse, you know. Pinpoint should always be dead smack in the center, but where's the menu button, where's the ground balance button, the frequency button, the all metal button? I mean, after using it for a while, you're going to get used to the detector and you're not going to have to look, you're going to know. So I mean, that can be worked through, but you know, they do sell some golf club paint that you could put inside the lettering right there to back letter some of these depressions, and you could actually, I'm considering doing that. I don't know just yet, but that's the only concern that I have. Other than that, man, nothing. Initial impressions are great. You know, something that I can definitely work with, and something that I look forward to working with. So yeah, man, my first impressions on that are definitely a thumbs up. Like I said, I had to get rid of the Xterra and the Simplex and put it towards that, so those two guys went bye-bye in order to make this guy a reality. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video up. I have this video that I'm gonna upload, and then I got a new update from D-Lec. She's got new additions, I guess a new update with new additions and new features that she's come up with. I have that. I need to go ahead and get that thing edited and put to you, so I should have 2 videos tonight for you guys to take a look at. So anyways, man, that's all I have right now for my initial impressions on the detector. I've tested it out on the coins. They sound great. I tested it out on the gold and silver. My God, silver just blows your ears off. When this thing hits something silver, it's definitely going to let you know. And the gold tone sounds pleasing enough, you know, that I'll stop for it and not second guess it. And just got a lot of works to do, man. A lot of works, man. I got a lot of reading to get into to work this thing out, and I should be out in the field swinging it as of tomorrow, man. So hey, thanks so much again for tuning in to another video of mine, and I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, get these videos out to you guys, and I'll see you on the next upload. You guys take it easy, man. Joey Vegas D-Tech. See you later.